right, buckle up, because today we're taking a deep dive into what could be, well, a pretty big shakeup in the electric vehicle market this year.
Oh, yeah. What are we looking at?
The Honda Prologue. Specifically, its unexpected climb. Their EV sales, they just exploded in July. The data is pretty wild.
Ah, the Prologue. Right, I saw the headlines.
Exactly. And it feels like it's kind of rewriting the script for how new EVs can enter the market.
Okay, yeah. Our source here is that electric piece by Peter Johnson came out August 1st. The Honda Prologue had a big month as sales shot up 83% in July. That's the one.
That's it. So
Yeah.
our mission really is to unpack these figures. What do they actually tell us about the EV landscape right now, especially
Yeah.
for, a brand new player like this?
Definitely. That 83% jump is the headline grabber.
It really is. I mean, 83% month over month, that's a huge leap for any car, but this is one that only started deliveries back in, what, March?
It's exactly March. So it's incredibly significant for such a new model.
Okay.
And consider this. In July, the Prologue actually outsold some really popular, established competitors.
Right, so this isn't just some, fluke,
Yeah.
a sudden spike. It feels like real momentum.
Seems like it. So let's get into those actual numbers for the month.
Okay, let's lay them out. July 2025, the Honda Prologue sold 6,318 units.
6,318.
Now compare that to the Ford Mustang Mach-E. They sold 5,308.
500 to 308 for the Mach-E. Still a strong number, but yeah.
And the Hyundai IONIQ 5 moved 5,818 units.
Okay, 5,818. So yeah, the Prologue took the top spot just for July.
Right. It's like the rookie suddenly outscoring the veterans, but maybe just for one game. Yeah, we need the bigger picture.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here, I think, is that even though the Prologue jumped ahead, both the Mach-E and the IONIQ 5 had fantastic months themselves.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, the Mach-E actually set a new July sales record for itself.
Wow. Okay.
And the IONIQ 5, it hit a new all-time monthly sales record, ever.
So hang on. Even with its competitors having record months.
The Prologue still came out on top for July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. What does that suggest?
No, maybe, consumer demand isn't just about the established names anymore. Maybe it's about who's got the fresh design, or maybe just availability. Even dealer incentives could be playing a part.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking about Honda, some folks are still a bit hesitant about brand new EV platforms.
Sure.
But this quick acceptance, it says a lot about Honda's brand trust, doesn't it?
It really does. And it fits into a broader success story for Honda in July, too. They set several U.S. sales records overall.
Like what?
Light trucks, for instance. They sold 86,700 units. And their total electrified vehicles, so that's EVs and hybrids combined, hit 38,715 units. Also, records.
Okay, so the Prologue isn't happening in isolation. It's part of a bigger wave for Honda.
That broader context is really key. I mean, sure, 6,318 Prologues might seem small next to, say, the CR-V. Honda sold over 32,000 of those in July.
Right, different scale entirely.
Yeah, but as a brand new EV, already outselling established electric models from competitors, you can't really overstate that significance. It's a big strategic step for them into the dedicated EV space.
Okay, so July was huge, but let's pull back, look at the year so far, January to July 2025. What does that picture tell us? Does the rookie still lead?
Ah, okay, the year-to-date view. So through those 7 months, the Ford Mustang Mach-E is actually still ahead.
Okay, by how much?
They've sold 27,093 units. That's up just about 1% compared to the same time last year, 2024.
So steady for Ford. What about Hyundai?
The IONIQ 5 comes in next. 24,910 units sold. That's up a pretty healthy 12% year-to-date.
Good growth there, too.
And the Prologue.
And the Prologue, despite that massive July, is still behind in the year-to-date totals. It's at 22,635 units.
Okay, so still third YTD.
And this is the kicker. It's changed compared to January-July 2024. It's up an astounding 356%.
Whoa, 356% growth. I mean, that's not just immense, it's explosive.
It really is. So what does this all mean for you if you're trying to make sense of the EV market? Is this Prologue surge sustainable? Or is it maybe just that early adopter excitement, plus maybe a big dealer push that might flatten out?
It's a great question. It's less about just the numbers and more like a strategic chess game. Right?
Yeah.
The Prologue had that amazing July, but year to date, yeah, it's still playing catch up on total volume. But that growth trajectory, it's huge.
So it forces you to ask.
Exactly. Are traditional brand loyalties really holding firm in the EV world, or are people more willing now to jump to the Next big thing.
It really shows how momentum, especially early momentum, can shake things up.
Definitely shakes up the established leaderboard.
Now, the electric article also mentioned something else interesting, didn't it? Something from Acura.
Ah, yes, Honda's luxury brand. The Acura ZDX, their electric SUV.
How's that one doing in all this?
It's actually selling surprisingly well. Now, its sales did dip a bit in July, down to 665 units.
Okay.
But year to date, Acura has sold 11,000 ZDX models.
11,000. That sounds pretty solid for a luxury EV.
It is. And here's a fascinating detail. Through the first half of the year, the ZDX actually outsold the Cadillac Lyriq.
The Lyriq. Wow. Why is that particularly interesting?
Because both the ZDX and the Lyriq, they share the same platform. They're both built on GM's Ultium EV architecture.
No kidding. Same underlying tech.
Yep. So the fact that the ZDX is outselling the Lyriq, despite that shared foundation, suggests that things like, branding, design, maybe the dealer experience, that stuff still matters a lot. It can even trump the shared hardware underneath.
So it's not just the bones of the car, but how it's presented and sold.
Exactly. It highlights the importance of the whole package, the user experience, the brand appeal, not just the battery and motors.
Okay, that makes sense. And speaking of factors influencing sales, we have to talk about discounts, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a critical piece right now. Many EVs, definitely including the ones we've been discussing, are seeing some heavy discounts lately.
And a big reason for that is?
That deadline, the $7,500 federal tax credit. It's set to expire at the end of September.
End of September, so just around the corner.
Right. Which raises that big question. How much are these current sales numbers, like that Prologue surge, being driven by people trying to lock in that credit before it disappears?
Well, yeah, it must be a huge motivator right now.
It's definitely part of the decision for many buyers. And, once that deadline hits, we'll get a clearer picture of the underlying demand. Will sales stay strong? Or will manufacturers have to maybe find other ways to keep prices attractive? It feels like a ticking clock.
A ticking clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so incentives are huge. What about convenience, removing barriers? Honda made another big announcement recently, didn't they, about charging?
They did. Huge news for potential buyers. Prologue and Acura ZDX drivers now have access to Tesla Superchargers.
How many are we talking?
Over 23,500 of them across North America.
Wow. Okay, how does that work practically?
Well, drivers need an adapter. It's the NACS, that's North American Charging Standard, Tesla's plug to CCS, which is the standard most other EVs use. They can buy it for about $225 through Honda's online store, the Dream Shop.
An adapter, and suddenly you have access to the whole supercharger network.
Pretty much. And this directly tackles, that big question. How much does charging access really sway a buyer's decision?
It feels like one of the biggest hurdles, right? Range anxiety, charging anxiety.
Exactly. And suddenly, Honda and Acura drivers get access to this massive, generally reliable network that was previously just for Tesla owners. It's a significant boost in convenience and, maybe more importantly, confidence.
So for anyone considering an EV, here's where it gets really interesting for you, right? Does this NACS access alone basically erase one of the biggest perceived downsides of going with a non-Tesla EV? Does it level the playing field?
For a lot of buyers, I think it does, or at least it comes very close. That widespread, reliable network offers peace of mind. It's definitely a game changer for new Honda and Acura EV owners, potentially a huge selling point.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. We've dived into the Honda Prologue's really rapid rise in July, a serious challenge to the established players, at least for that month.
Right. But we also looked at the year-to-date picture, which is more nuanced. The Prologue's growing incredibly fast, 356% up, but still building its overall volume compared to the Mach-E and IONIQ 5.
And this is all happening while Honda itself is having broader success with electrified vehicles. Plus, these big strategic moves getting supercharger access.
Supercharger access, and also keeping an eye on those market dynamics, like the discounts driven by that expiring federal tax credit at the end of September.
Yeah. So the big takeaway seems to be this market is just incredibly dynamic.
Absolutely. New players can gain ground quickly. And factors beyond just the car itself charging, incentive, maybe even platform sharing, like with the ZDX and Lyriq, they're playing a massive role in who buys what. It really makes you question how sticky that old automotive brand loyalty still is.
Yeah, fascinating times.
So here's something for you listening to maybe think about. Considering all these rapid shifts we've just talked about, the monthly records versus the year-to-date race, the impact of charging networks opening up, those incentives about to expire. What do you think will be the single most significant factor deciding who leads the EV market over, say, the next year, year and a half? And maybe how does that change how we even think about car brands and loyalty going forward?
That is definitely something to chew on. Great insights today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.